Join me as I dive into a wild thought experiment. If Russia, Iran, or North Korea launched a missile attack on the US, where do you think would get hit the hardest? Let's break it down. In today's world, the threat of a missile attack is more relevant than ever. The current geopolitical climate is tense, and the possibility of a major conflict is always lingering in the background. It's crucial to examine the potential consequences of such an event, and assess our preparedness against these kinds of threats. When we think about the immediate consequences of a missile attack, the first thing that comes to mind is the loss of human life. The targets of these attacks are often densely populated areas, major cities, and strategic military bases. The devastating effects of a missile strike would be felt across the country, causing widespread destruction, displacement, and chaos. The implication for national security would be severe, as the very fabric of our nation would be under threat. The response time of emergency services would be crucial in minimizing the damage. With advanced warning systems in place, authorities would have a narrow window to react and evacuate people from the targeted areas. However, the speed and stealth of modern missiles make it a daunting task to respond effectively. The attack would also put a huge strain on our healthcare system, as medical professionals would struggle to tend to the massive number of casualties. Furthermore, the economic consequences of a missile attack would be catastrophic. The destruction of major cities and infrastructure would lead to a massive decline in economic activity, causing widespread unemployment and instability. The global economy would also be severely impacted, as trade and commerce come to a grinding halt. The attack would be a crippling blow to our nation's resilience and would require years of rebuilding and recovery. Russia, Iran, and North Korea have all developed sophisticated missile technology over the years, with each country having its unique strengths and weaknesses. Russia's intercontinental ballistic missiles like the RS-28 Sarmat boast an impressive range and payload capacity. Iran's Shahab-3 missile, on the other hand, has a shorter range but is highly maneuverable and difficult to intercept. North Korea's Hwasong-15 is a formidable ICBM that can reach the US mainland. Each country's historical context and strategic priorities would influence their approach to a hypothetical attack. Russia's missile strategy is deeply rooted in its Cold War-era doctrine, focusing on deterrence and the mutually assured destruction principle. In a hypothetical attack, Russia might target major US cities, strategic military bases, and critical infrastructure. Iran's approach would be more unpredictable, with a focus on launching a large-scale assault to overwhelm the US defenses. North Korea's strategy would likely involve a mix of conventional and nuclear weapons, aiming to catch the US off guard and exploit any weaknesses in its defense systems. In terms of which US locations would be most affected, several cities and regions stand out as prime targets. The East Coast, particularly the Washington, D.C. and New York City areas, would be high on the list due to their strategic importance and proximity to the Atlantic Ocean. The West Coast, including Los Angeles and San Francisco, would also be vulnerable to attack due to their significance as major hubs for commerce and technology. Additionally, major military bases and installations across the country would be likely targets. The analysis highlights the importance of these areas, not just in terms of their economic and strategic value, but also their symbolic significance. An attack on these cities and regions would deal a severe blow to the nation's morale and would have far-reaching consequences for global politics. The key takeaway is that preparedness and vigilance are crucial in preventing such a disaster, and our national security strategy must prioritize the development of advanced defense systems. In summary, the threat of a missile attack is real, and understanding the motivations and capabilities of our potential adversaries is crucial in staying one step ahead. As we reflect on the devastating consequences of such an event, let's prioritize our national security and continue to develop strategies to protect our great nation. What do you think about the threat of missile attacks? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to check out my other videos for more insights into the world of geopolitics and international relations.